When we think of the richest women in the world, celebrities often come to mind because of their glamorous lifestyles. But surprisingly, many of the wealthiest women stay out of the spotlight. Despite their enormous fortunes, they keep a low profile. So, who are these women, and what is their net worth? Join us as we reveal the richest women in the world. Today, number 10, Iris Font Bona. After her husband died in 2005, Iris Font Bona became one of the richest women in the world. She met Andronico Luksic when she was 17 and married him at 20. He was already the richest man in Chile. When he passed away from cancer, Iris took control of the family's companies. She is now 83 years old. With her sons, she runs Antofagasta plc, one of the largest copper mining companies in the world. Through their company Quinenco, they also own a big part of Banco de Chile, the drinks company CCU, the copper firm Medico, and the shipping company CSAV. Her son Andronico Luksic Craig manages most of the daily work, but Iris makes the final decisions. Her net worth is about $28.2 billion. She also owns hotels and a resort in Croatia. In 2015, she gave $5.5 million to a charity event for disabled children. Though she lives quietly, she splits her time between Chile, London, and Liechtenstein. But she's just the first one on our list. Wait till you hear who's next. No. 9. Miriam Adelson. Miriam Adelson's story differs greatly from other billionaires. She was born in Israel, trained in microbiology, and served as a military doctor. After her first marriage ended, she moved to the U.S. and worked at Rockefeller University. In 1986, she met Sheldon Adelson, a casino magnate worth over $30 billion. They married in 1991. When he died in 2021, she inherited his controlling stake in Las Vegas Sands. That company, based in Nevada, owns major casino resorts in Singapore and Macau. Her share gave her an immediate position among the world's richest. As of 2025, her net worth reached $29.5 billion. She also owns the Israeli newspaper Israel Hayom and sits on the board of the University of Southern California. She's known for large political donations, especially to Republican campaigns. With her husband, she donated $180 million in 2020 alone. Though her public profile is linked to politics, she remains the richest Israeli in the world today. No. 8. Gina Reinhardt. Not all rich women started with a large fortune. Georgina Reinhardt, also known as Gina Reinhardt, took over a struggling company after her father died in 1992. Her father had left her mining business in trouble, but she worked hard to fix it. She became the leader of Hancock Prospecting, a mining company in Australia. When she took charge, the company was worth about $50 million. Over the years, she grew it to be worth over $7 billion a year. The company owns half of the Hope Downs iron ore mines, earning about $500 million a year. Besides mining, she also owns many cattle farms, making her one of Australia's biggest landowners. By 2012, she was the richest woman in the world with nearly $30 billion. She is divorced and keeps her private life quiet. She is also known for supporting Australian sports and bought a very expensive seaside house in 2021. Although Gina Reinhardt's rise is inspiring, the next woman on our list built her fortune in a way that might surprise you. Number 7. Melinda French Gates. Melinda French Gates became rich through both technology and charity. She started working at Microsoft in the 1980s and later married Bill Gates in 1994. Together, they built the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, which grew into one of the world's biggest charities. After their divorce in 2021, she received a large share of their wealth. As of 2025, her net worth is $30.4 billion. Even though her money came from Microsoft, Melinda spent most of her time working on global problems. She supports women's rights, healthcare, and education. In 2022, she left the Gates Foundation and focused on her own group called Pivotal Ventures. That group helps women and girls have better chances in life. She studied computer science and economics at Duke University and also earned an MBA there. Number 6. Abigail Johnson. Abigail Johnson, now 63, became rich in 2014 when she took over as CEO of Fidelity Investments, a financial firm started by her grandfather. Her father, Edward Ned Johnson III, handed over leadership after decades in charge. When he died in 2022, she became chairperson as well. She owns a 24.5% stake in Fidelity, while her family owns 49%. The company manages $11.8 trillion in assets and employs 45,000 people globally. Abigail worked at Fidelity for 26 years before becoming CEO, starting as a high school student answering phones. Today, she also chairs Fidelity International and sits on the board of Breakthrough Energy Ventures. Her net worth is over $38.4 billion. Abigail is not married and keeps her personal life private. Despite her wealth, she avoids luxury, often flying commercials and staying out of the media. She quietly donates to charities and supports a Boston homeless shelter. Her life inspires many women around the world, but the next person on our list has a very different story. Let's find out more. Number 5. McKenzie Scott. McKenzie Scott became one of the richest women in the world after her divorce from Jeff Bezos in 2019. She was 49 then and received 4% of Amazon's shares, worth $35.6 billion. Before that, she helped him start Amazon in the early 1990s. She worked on the company's name, business plan, shipping, and accounts. Once the business grew, she stepped back to focus on writing and family. In 2006, she won an award for her novel. After the divorce, she changed her name to McKenzie Scott and signed the Giving Pledge, promising to donate half her wealth. By 2022, she had given away $14 billion to over 1,600 charities. This brought her net worth down to $35.6 billion. In 2020, she briefly became the world's richest woman with $62 billion. She was married to Bezos for 25 years and has 4 children. Since then, she has focused on charity work and has stayed mostly out of the spotlight. Number 4. Jacqueline Mars. Unlike McKenzie Scott, Jacqueline Mars' fortune came from candy. She is the granddaughter of Frank Mars, who founded Mars Incorporated, makers of M&M's, Twix, and Skittles. Her father, Forrest Mars Sr., expanded the business into a global brand. She joined Mars in 1982 and worked for nearly 2 decades as Food Product Group president. She retired in 2001 but remained on the board until 2016. Though no longer active in operations, she still owns 1/3 of the company. Her estimated net worth is $44.5 billion, making her one of the richest women globally. In 2019, Forbes listed her as Virginia's wealthiest resident. Unlike others in similar positions, she stays away from public attention. She spends her time supporting the National Archives, cultural institutions like the Washington National Opera, and operates a protected organic farm in Virginia. Jacqueline Mars is building her legacy in Virginia, but next is another American woman on a whole different level. No. 3. Julia Margaret Flesher. Moving to the USA, Julia Margaret Flesher Koch is 62 years old and became the second richest woman after inheriting 42% of Koch Industries when her husband, David Koch, died in 2019. Koch Industries is a massive private company involved in oil, chemicals, paper, and energy. Julia met David in 1991 and married him in 1996. They had 3 children together. After David's death, Julia took control of major parts of the company like Flint Hills Resources and Georgia Pacific. Koch Industries employs 122,000 people across 60 countries, with about half of its business in the United States. Julia leads the David H. Koch Foundation and has donated to cultural institutions such as the Lincoln Center and the Metropolitan Museum of Art. She was also on the board of the School of American Ballet. With a net worth of $74.2 billion, Julia is both a well-known socialite and business leader. Number 2. Francoise Bettincourt Meyers. Francoise Bettincourt Meyers is often considered the second richest woman in the world, with a net worth of about $81.6 billion. She inherited her fortune from L'Oréal, the French beauty company started by her grandfather, Eugène Schueller. Her mother, Liliane Bettincourt, was the main owner until she died in 2017. At that point, Francoise inherited around 39.5 billion euros, which has since grown thanks to smart investments and the rising value of L'Oréal shares. She manages her wealth quietly through the family holding company, Tethys Invest, while living a simple life in Paris. Francoise also supports science and medical research through the Bettincourt Schueller Foundation and donated $220 million to help rebuild Notre Dame Cathedral. Despite controlling one of the largest fortunes in the world, she keeps a low profile. Francoise Bettincourt Meyers quietly holds one of the world's largest fortunes, but the richest woman of all might surprise you. Stay tuned to find out who she is. Number 1. Alice Walton. Alice Walton is the only daughter of Walmart founder Sam Walton. After his death, she inherited a large fortune through her Walmart shares. Her net worth now stands at about $101 billion, making her the richest woman in the world. Unlike her brothers, she never worked in the company's operations. Instead, she followed her own interests, focusing on art, horses, and charity. In 2011, she opened the Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art in Arkansas, using her personal collection and Walmart wealth to fund it. Entry is free, something she insisted on. She also ran a horse ranch in Texas and once survived a major car accident. Though she's never married and keeps a low profile, her influence is clear. In 2021, she launched the Whole Health Institute to improve U.S. healthcare and later helped open a medical school in Arkansas. Alice Walton has stayed out of Walmart decisions but shaped her legacy in other powerful ways. Tell us about other rich women in the world and their net worth. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Also, click on the next video on your screen. You won't want to miss it.